Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to
Yes.
another Friday night.
Yes.
Hey,
Let's shine.
hey.
Well, things never always turn out the way they are, but the show must go on as always. Got my
Indeed,
girl
indeed.
Sunshine in the building, and we have our guest, Miss Charita C.W. De La Cruz, in the building. And your
Hey
boy.
guys, what's going on?
Yeah, it was time to come back to revisit you anyway because
Right,
since the
we
very
almost did
first
yeah.
episode, you have done some new things and you got some things popping out here in these spoken word poetry / slam streets.
Oh my gosh, this craziness,
And not
absolutely
to
crazy, but
mention
blessed.
now hosting your own podcast.
Yes,
You want to drop the name?
the Middle Page Podcast, powered by Blast Music 24/7. Thanks to this guy down here.
Yeah, that
Oh,
guy.
first of all, for her, this lady right here connected me with this guy down here.
Down there.
So now we are family.
That's how
Yeah,
we.
that's how we do it on blast.
In the
So
middle page.
I know I look like I got PJs on because in a way I kind of do. This is
Me too.
it's
This
a
been a lounging
lounge.
day.
It's like a lounge hoodie thing, but no, at the school today, it was PJ day.
Oh, okay.
So it's the month long readathon, and so when you read, you like to be in lounge wear, PJ wear, so they let the kids come to school. So that's what I was rocking. And to those watching, yes, my orange earrings by Morgan Renee Myers matched because I had on some forces that was purple, all white. My checks was purple, and my laces was this color.
And if they wasn't, don't worry about it because that's
Don't
what
be
you.
worried about it because I know somebody that like it.
There you go.
Oh,
We silly. We know we're doing a little different here because um
we got two actual friends on here, so we be messing around. We
yeah.
always messing
I mean,
around.
and it's not to pull any punches at folks, but we did have separate conversations about the same thing. So
Mhm.
first, before we visit what we was talking about backstage, because one of the ventures that Miss Sharita Dela Cruz has going on, that's where this conversation really stems from.
Mm-hmm.
So let's revisit this Gay City Griot. Break this down for the people while I kill this big old mosquito that's in my room.
You got a mosquito already?
Girl, this is Charlotte, the Queen City. I got no but trees behind my house too. So
Oh
all
my
this
Mhm.
rain,
gosh!
and then it's been real hot, and they just came out. I mean, these suckers is about this big too.
Wow. Yeah, they get big down there in South Carolina. Y'all may as well be
Yeah,
South
we
Carolina.
right there, yo.
Right. But yeah, shouts out to Trey Gass, who is the slam master of the Gate City Griots. We have a team now. The Gate City Griots is a team. It's an adult team based in Guilford County area in collaboration with Elsewhere Living Museum. Um, we are highlighting slam poetry. Our mission statement is to exist to create opportunities for people of all genders, ethnicities, sexual orientation, and walks of life to express their passion and beliefs through slam poetry creatively, in competition, and in community involvement. We finally picked our team last Saturday. Shouts out to the sacrificial poet who is in full effect, Sunshine, Queen Shine, aka Young Umi. So,
Moni in the middle. Where she at in the middle? That's for those who know me, know me.
shouts out to Jada, Kazi, Zakaria the poet, and Sip. Those are four poets on our team, and we are going to the North Carolina Museum of Art April 6th to compete against other North Carolina teams. And hopefully we'll be going to So Fried, which is Southern Fried Poetry Slam, which is a regional slam that is held every year in the United States, somewhere on the East Coast. And this year it happens to be in Knoxville, Tennessee, in the
And
month of
guess
June. So
what?
just wish us well.
And guess what?
What?
I know how to get there. I drove to Knoxville for the first time last year for Esham's AAU football team national tournament was out there.
Oh wow. Is it nice? Is it hilly to get there?
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Yeah. I mean, I'm not
I
concerned. I like the
know
mountains,
I
but
know what I liked. You know, it was kind of cold. It was extremely cold. I ain't even going for it. But I know
when was
around
y'all's tournament?
it was like November-ish.
Okay. Yeah,
So
this
yeah.
gonna be in June, so maybe
Yeah,
it'll be a
so
little
that's what I
more
was about to
pleasant.
say. What I saw, oh, I know it's going to be beautiful on that ride.
I hope so.
Yeah, a
Well,
roller
if we take that
coaster.
ride, because we got to get ourselves together. Shouts out to the community that will, and I'm going to keep this in prayer and go ahead and manifest this. The community that will serve us financially to help get the team to Southern Fried Poetry Slam in June. The sponsorship drive has commenced. Please contact us at gaycitygrills@gmail.com to get more information about your tiers. We have individual sponsorships, we have corporate sponsorships, and we also have to give what you want to give sponsorships to help us get there. We love our community, and our community needs to be aware of poetry on the level in which we're performing slam poetry in competition form.
That's right. That's right.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
She's an artist
Just so
and
exciting.
she's sensitive about all her shit.
I really am. I really am.
Y'all better understand, my friend.
Very sensitive because it takes a lot. Really, I just want to give God the glory because if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't do none of this. Because I'm rather shy as an individual,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty bold in my steps when it comes to God because this stuff is purpose to me to do with in the community as far as reaching out. And people have their reservations of what their considerations about ministry and what that is, but like ministry don't necessarily have to be behind a pulpit preaching. Being of
Say
service to
that.
people, being of service to people and giving them areas and arenas to express themselves, grow, be better people, and get more acclimated with themselves and the community. That in itself is ministry. And I do not abuse the privileges. I do not take the privilege for granted. And I'm just grateful to be able to serve the way that I do with a full-time job and a full-time husband.
Indeed. Go ahead. DJ
Troy met DJ Sugar Shat last week.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget now, this stuff is serious business. Some folks, they live and breathe and walk and eat this. You know what I'm saying? And some may not breathe it or live it on that same level.
But
They be fire. They be bomb. But that follow through, like those that play ball, you're supposed to follow through with your shot, not just stand there with your hand out. You're supposed to run under that basket to catch the rebound in case it does not go in.
That's right.
So with poetry, especially getting together, taking the time, because anything that we do, it's transfers of energy. And a lot of times it can be depleting. And then when you don't have those that's supposed to be on board, that causes the ship to rock. You know what I'm saying?
It really does.
In ways that it shouldn't.
It really does. But a lot of times, Sunshine, I'll just be honest with you. I'm not saying I got all the answers.
Ooh.
But when I pray, things come to me. Just like with my boat was kind of rocked with nouns and verb poetry in regard to location and things of that nature. And I got the epiphany to move it to online. And I think that's one of the best moves that we did for the brand because it still thrives. The next one is next Saturday, November. Oh wow, I'm all the way in November, y'all.
Wow.
March 11th.
Can I have my birthday first?
Look, next Saturday, November 11th. No, absolutely. Next Saturday, March 11th at 8 p.m. Now to Ver Poetry on Clubhouse. You can tune in to Sunshine's page or my page because she's a co-host, and we're gonna rock it out. We're gonna have a little bit of a Women's Month celebration, celebrating women, and I'm gonna read some poetry, and you're more welcome to do it too. Read some poetry for some notable poets on this particular episode, and hopefully our participants will be able to come in with their own people that they really respect with some poetry. I mean, of course, you can express your own poetry if you want to, but this goes honoring some of my favorites, like Emily Dickinson, like Maya Angelou, like
Gwendolyn Brooks.
Let me see, Nikki Giovanni. Afeni Shakur was a poet, y'all. A lot of different ones. So we'll see how that looks and see what that feels like. So, what about you, Troy? You got any favorite female poets?
Unfortunately, poetry is still very green to me.
You don't even know.
Yeah, because again, so how is that poem coming, sir?
I didn't mean to throw you under the bus.
Only with sunshine, that's all. The poem is doing its thing. It's getting there. It should be ready by next week.
Oh yeah, because see, this one wanted to jump off the porch and just dive right into the erotic poetry. I said, okay, go ahead, Z. So
that was pleasant.
Yeah, but I'm saying, most people shy away.
Right.
They're very reserved, and the fact that you are, taking the bull by the horns, I commend you.
Absolutely. I feel good about it too. I can't wait. I know he's got a mute. Is it an erotic poet or a regular poem?
The one I have it's usually regular. I'm not ready for the big boy status. I'm just,
Okay, no, let's not. This is not what we're gonna do. Look, this is not what we're gonna do. Sharita, it is erotic, but it's wordplay. You get what I'm saying? It's not the smash and grab raunchy. He got that play on words type, and I told him that's good. That is true. Eroticism is because of something called sapiosexual. If you can get someone here mentally, everything else is just served up on a platter. So, most people, they might like that, but every situation doesn't call for that. So, there are ways to, finesse, because, Axiom, shouts out to him. He, like I said, to me, he's like the KRS-One of the erotic poetry. You know, like, because he does not get vulgar in his. It's just, you heard that poem about the peach?
Yeah, girl. Nothing about sex at all.
Look, I ain't never looked at a peach the same again ever since listening to that.
Never.
Because I'm like, the way he talked about biting into it, I don't want to bite into it because, that's not my
He was on point, no doubt.
But maybe I should do one about a banana. That'll make me feel better.
Ooh, yeah, it's got, look. I ain't trying to cut up too much, but the banana got ridges and stuff in it too, so you could definitely play on words with that.
Look, let's pin that idea. So,
put a pin in it.
Yes, with Clubhouse, we are under whose house again?
We're under Partners in Rhyme with Scott Harrell and Malikia Courtney, also known as Father Time and Lady Molotov. They're our Partners in Rhyme. You can follow them on Clubhouse. They have a couple of other houses and movements that they're a part of, including Sanctuary XL, which is a community effort to help people with domestic abuse on different levels. There's different levels of domestic abuse and healing. So yeah, they're a really great couple folks that we ran into, and honestly, that's what I'm saying. God is so good, man. We Sunshine and I, she go, man, she's like my buddy almost. Wherever I go, she go, and vice versa.
My buddy,
And
my
so I'm
buddy.
like, Sunshine, we green, we green as hell. We going on here, we don't even know what we doing. I said, Sunshine, let's find our way around Clubhouse. She said, girl, all right.
Look, and I was fresh to it. Like,
man, we didn't know what to do.
Within 3 days, I was like, okay, I gotta figure this out. Okay, because see, now one thing, I'm not a techie like you, V.
Right, me neither. We're totally.
But I will say this: if you put something in my hands, or you give me something like I'm supposed to use it for a purpose,
she gonna Rubik's Cube it.
She gonna Rubik's Cube
like
it.
I will.
And then turn
Peace, bro. Look who's in there.
Peace, what's going on?
Salute.
Hey.
So like even when the kids got homeschooled because of the pandemic, there was like a NC Cloud system and then Canvas program that you had to log into. So I literally, one had a Chromebook, the other one had an iPad. I messed with both of them. So when figure out how to do everything, they both had classes at the same time. So I'm sitting in the middle like this. And soon as the teacher, I was like, nope, you can't do that. She was like, what do you mean? I said, listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to run your class, but you just look at me as like a, honorary, virtual class mom right now. But the iPad didn't allow them to do certain things that, the Chromebook does, because Google Chrome will automatically save things. But with the iPad, the way that they had it set up, it wouldn't do it. So the kids would have to repeatedly log in. Peace, 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 Dream. And
hey, Dream.
So like they were like, oh well, thanks for telling me, because the teachers didn't even take time to diagnose it. So right. Things like that. So when it came to Clubhouse, Clubhouse switches on you first of all. You have this little, what is it, a little horn with sparkles and streamers or something.
Make you look all green, like here's my party hat. I'm brand new.
This the virgin to the houses, y'all.
Man, I don't know when my party hat disappeared. I was like, would you take that shit?
I was so ready for that thing. And I would, every time I would jump in and out of rooms, just to get the feel of things. Because remember, Troy, I was like, okay, this is what you got to do. This is that's just from me playing with it, jumping in and out and figuring things out. So when Sharita, one night, something happened, I said, yo, I can't get in. She said, I don't know what happened.
I can see you. I said, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Yeah, she was like, I went to answer something. And she said, and it ended the room. So I jumped back in there. Boom, boom, boom. I said, oh.
Man, she figured that thing out.
I said, come on, let's go. Let's get this popping.
She figured that thing out.
Like, I will. Look, I'm down for the culture. You got to understand, especially when it's positive. Especially when it's about healing, about love, we ain't got enough of that. And I'm telling y'all, this daggone mosquito is getting on my nerves.
And then so Scott and Malikia, I think they was I think I actually went in their room one night for poetry. And, just getting acclimated, but I'm also a fan of poetry. So I needed somewhere to go do something, just chilling or whatever. Spit a couple rhymes, and they was like, yo, we like your style. And I said, I like your style. And they said, cool, chill. Here's a room. And I said, I ride with you for free. And they did. And we all did. So now we're poetry family.
That's right.
Partners in Rhyme on Clubhouse. That's our house.
That's right. We build on top of, we build on. We done handled the destroying already, so this is the year of building. So
that's right.
Adding
we literally have listeners from California to Michigan. One of our features are coming on. He's going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, but he can join us in Nouns and Verb Poetry. I want to say, what is his name? Carolina Breeze. Yeah, we'll have Carolina Breeze at the end of the month. We'll tell you all more about that as it approaches. But next month, we're celebrating Women's History Month, and we're going to read poetry of our favorite female poets. Next Saturday, Clubhouse, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If I could be so bold to interject an idea, I would love periodically that we would create an actual virtual of your what's it called? Clubhouse, where it's open mic. People get the opportunity, showcase their face, get that exposure, and be able to spit.
How many people can we bring on here? Oh wow, we can make that happen.
So in this case,
the gang is coming on in.
Good evening.
Hey, Tasha.
It's
hey,
so,
Tasha, you still look. Tasha had that limp going.
She better.
I know she better. You know, that's the last time I seen her.
I had to take up from my other friend.
It's an opportunity that we can allow the poets to showcase themselves, let people see, behind that voice.
Maybe we could do that for National Poetry Month, Sunshine. What you think?
Well, we was also thinking about using the Rich Lounge, to have our little in-person meetup. So, we could go.
Yeah, but that's May. That's May.
But I'm just saying, all of this coming up, like we could utilize these different things that we got, to make that happen.
Look at Troy.
That's the beauty of having the platform you have, that you can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You're welcome. There was a time we did a town hall meeting regarding the massacre at the school that was in Texas. We had 10 people just share from their heart and talk about it. And it was really powerful because we have a platform that allows people to express themselves, and that's what we want to do. So
expression is therapy, it's healing, it's very, very therapeutic. Boy, I tell you.
Absolutely, because that Uvalde.
Yes. Yep. Uvalde.
That was one of the most horrific things I had seen. Not that any other school shooting was not as bad, but I'm saying children died this time.
Yes.
Multiple children. That was the part. You had teachers trying to protect children. Like at what point? And I, tell me when to stop, Sunshine, because I don't. I know we're here for another thing, but.
Well,
where do we, and you teach you're faculty, it said place. I'm not going to.
I'm a contract worker. My contract is up.
I'm speaking it over your life.
No, I understand, but my contract is up May 5th. It's up May 5th.
I understand, but you work inside. You work inside of a school system, and I know you thought of that. Whenever that happened, like, what if that happened in my school and I had to cover some children and someone lost their life on my watch? That's when I see stuff, that's what I think.
Well,
to get myself in the place with the people that are experiencing a thing.
Being trained EMT, I have that feeling already.
Look at the Jackie of all trades. Welcome
here. It was literally a young brother came down from Buffalo when I was still staying in Greensboro in Fox Run, and his cousin was my neighbor, and they literally just helped me bring all my bags in from this grocery store. The boys was real small then, and the same night we were looking for whoever might have gotten shot because somebody came through the complex shooting. And what made it so bad was that Duke Power, with they nonsense, with they bullshit, they never came and fixed the light back there because there's a creek that runs in between the two different sets of apartments. So you have to be very careful at night because you might mess around and fall in there. But because of how dark it was, we didn't even know that he was shot. He literally bled to death because nobody could see back there. I carried that for a minute because I could have stopped him. I could have gave him some kind of aid, and we would have known that EMS needed to be on the way.
Wow.
I definitely know how that feels. Working in dialysis, I done brought folks back. When they go under on treatment, you got to bring them back. I've been close to death more than I want to brag about, I would say. You know what I'm saying? But that's the call that you take when you work in the medical field and, to that nature. But to switch gears, because this one over here, she got some stuff that she's been sharing on Clubhouse
Oh.
that y'all don't know about.
Ooh.
So
I do too. So we gonna bring our yeah, you know, I dry stitch on her first, and then I say me.
I stitch her.
So but we got our blast artist music of the week that we can go to real quick, vibe out, and then be back with Miss Sharita De La Cruz.
All right.
indeed. So the blessed artist of the week is my man Durham's own Elijah Rosario, and this is called Phone Home. Check it out.
Before you go to sleep, my darling, my baby, please say a prayer for me. They tryna blurry the vision to get to me. Gotta watch my back and protect my energy. I'll be on my way, so just stay by your phone. No matter what, girl, I promise to make it home. You don't sleep till I'm nagging by your side. That's how you know everything gon' be alright. Pray for my mental that was tryna test me. Hope that I fail you when you laying next to me. Pray for my mental that was tryna test me. Hoping I hear you. Your love is showing, I'm thinking about you. I'm on the road, but I'd rather be around you. Don't know where I'd be, girl, if I didn't find you. I'd probably be somewhere barely surviving. Can't lie, can't lie, can't lie. I be running in a deep end, and I can't lose control. One thing I need the most. Pray for my mental that was trying to test me. Hope that I fail you when you laying next to me. Pray for my mental that was trying to test me. Hoping I hear you. Before you go to sleep, my darling, my baby, please say a prayer for me. They tryna blurry the vision to get to me. Gotta watch my back and protect my energy. I'll be on my way, so just stay by your phone. No matter what, girl, I promise to make it home. You don't sleep till I'm nagging by your side. That's how you know everything gon' be alright.
Yes, indeed. That's our boy Elijah Rosario with Phone Home. And if you are an independent artist or even a spoken word poet or maybe an up and coming comedian that would like to gain some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register as an artist for free. That's blastmusic247.com, changing the industry one artist at a time. All right.
So,
what y'all think? I like that song.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Elijah.
I like the new age bounce. That's what it's called, new age bounce. I think I said this earlier. I'm gonna become the disheveled old person, like the Dennis the Menace neighbor, Mr. Wilson, because a lot of these things that the young people are doing, I'm cool with it, but I was like, those kids.
Are you gonna get off of my lawn, old guy?
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
I was at a work meeting today, and they was talking like, I was like, "Do you know how old I am?"
That's not.
That's why I did the little reel about the 80s, the 70s, and 80s, baby. You saw my face because literally right there in the book fair they was talking about, and I said, "Do y'all know I'm about to be 42?" No, you are not, Cromwell. Yes, I is. So,
yeah.
Sharita, I'm gonna share this snippet that you don't know about.
Okay.
I can't expound on it, and it's just amazing because I know you didn't say anything about it, but something that you're concocting, this is right along with that.
Okay.
But it's a little like minuet, nothing to
Oh shoot.
yeah.
Snap, snap, snap. Poetry 101. Explain a minuet.
This big.
And you know
This
what? Why do I have a minuet in my hand right now? Come on, girl. Let's
That's
go.
called divine energy. You know how that
Let's
goes.
go. Let's go. Literally.
In a world full of confusion, webs of anxious thoughts create illusions, leaving traces of contusions despite my conclusions. Having to tell self, pardon this intrusion, but my third eye got a handle on the confusion.
There it is.
And I'm about to tell him the same thing. Look, I dream of you. Say rewind.
Rewind.
All right. I dream of your apology, waking up still unfulfilled because of you. A dream I can actually wake up from and go back into. Just a dream. Where you tell me why you left me, and when I wept, you cared. And you weren't trying to lie to me when you said you'd always be there. A dream. So sincere I could smell the Puro di Oro Magnifico and Duce, listening to Solange with you. So vivid I could see you in 20/20 vision without my glasses, with this stigmatism. A stigmatism, a stigmatic ism, a colloquialism, not a term of endearment. Your term of endearment ends here, in this dream. So grateful I can awake from. So grateful I can awake so I don't have to see you in my face. The only reason you'll appear before me is if you're actually in my head subliminally. Put you out like a cigarette.
Mm, mm,
Right there.
I like that right there.
That was
I
dope.
should finish that.
But I like that right there because
That happens in a journal.
like the reason why I say I like that one, how it ended right there, because if say per se, you know how see this is the type of stuff that I have in my head. There's a one woman show type thing that I got brewing for a minute.
Please do it. I'll get the venue for you and everything. Please do it.
Wait a minute, wait. But
I've been
what
waiting
I'm
for you to
saying
say
is,
something crazy.
but my idea is, while if it's me or it can be someone, lip syncing what I'm saying on the stage, while on the other side of the curtain, only the audience will be able to see, but there will be, the dance portion, like the dance interpretation of what's going on. So as you were reading and the way it ended, I literally saw a sister take her cigarette and look at that.
I would love that. That would be
where my
dope.
head went.
I think you should have a dance interpretation. I mean, bring it all. Bring it all. Oh my gosh.
Dope.
Yeah, but that was dope.
Troy, you're going to come up here for this.
Well, NC is in discussion, but
Good.
we're still.
Whenever you and Danny hook up, we need to all.
Oh yeah.
gonna be exciting.
NC is definitely a designated spot, most definitely.
And we gotta meet Dimples on deck. Period.
I'll
In
see
person.
if, but
In person.
Period.
Because not everybody knows Dimples on deck though.
this is true. Did you
No.
get to meet Dimples?
Yeah.
So, you did? You saw her? Okay.
Hello.
Hey, I am a busy guy.
Sunshine. If you brought it up, Sunshine going what? Who? Where? Let me see.
No, because she said that she liked both of us. Remember, that was the second time I saw her.
Gotcha.
Because remember, we talked behind the scenes after the show one night when she was there.
Right. That was the time when you couldn't see me, but you could hear me. So you met her then.
And And
Because
then I saw her the
yeah.
next time, and then I saw her again. So yeah, I know what she looked like. I could pick her out in the crowd. I just won't tell nobody.
I couldn't.
That's
So
that's Mr. String right there.
so Sharita, because you're our guest, and because Sunshine had requested this the other day, I actually found the poem that I had created for Miss Dimples that was showcased on the erotic show. So I was going to let you hear what I wrote.
Oh yeah,
Oh
you know
my.
he the producer, so y'all. I know y'all wasn't ready for it, but he is very clean with his eroticism. So
Oh.
y'all would definitely enjoy this. This is very tasteful.
Yeah, I'll be nasty later. Right now, I'm just trying to get my
Okay.
feet. No.
He getting his toes wet, not his feet, his toes.
Anyway, this is called "Say I Won't." Oh, she muted herself. Okay, as long as you know you muted yourself.
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay, all right. Say I won't lay you down slow. Say I won't let you tell me no. Say I won't let today be the day. Say I won't make you say it slowly, baby. Say I won't touch your soul. Say I won't make you lose control. Say I won't turn you inside out. Say I won't let you shout. Boom. Say I won't break out the berries and creams. Say I won't lick you from eastern, western extremes. Say I won't make you say my name. Say I won't claim the prize in this game. Say I won't look deep in your eyes. Say I won't claim that cookie as my prize. Say I won't cherish every bite. Say I won't be the champion in this love fight. Say I won't be there when you need me. Say I won't be eating that body greedily. Say I won't convince you that you're my princess. Say I won't love you senseless. Say I won't show you that I'm a man. Say I won't keep you wanting me in demand.
Mm.
Say I won't show you that you're my queen. Say I won't mean what I say and say what I mean. Say I won't love you tender, love you sweet. Say I won't make my love complete. Say I won't treat you right, hold you close through the night, and say I won't stop this poem, so turn out the lights.
Whew, whew,
Yes.
whew.
This poem has been brought to you by Juicy Mangoes.
Juicy mangoes and popping that cherry and busting that nut
Can
for the
we
first time.
dissect this since it's not the
Sure,
erotic show? Can we dissect this
sure,
poem?
sure.
Sunshine. He basically was double dog daring somebody.
I
Basically,
triple dog dare you.
say
Say
I
I
won't.
won't. Say I
Come on.
won't.
Right.
He said in demand but he on demand too.
Bars. Talking about he ain't never spit a poem before, you lying.
And that's the first one. That was the he just hit me up and was like, hey
He's
Sunshine,
like
I
Saint
wrote
Nehemiah. He like Saint Nehemiah.
he was like, I wrote my first piece. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you wanna I said, of course I want to hear it. I said, oh no, you got to do that on the show. I'm gonna pull it out.
Yeah, he like Saint Nehemiah. It's this dude on Clubhouse named Saint Nehemiah. Talking about he only been spitting 6 months. Rhymes like Jay-Z. Sounds like
That's
Jay-Z.
No, and I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't even gonna say like Jay-Z. What I'm gonna say is Jay-Z, Nas, all of them, he right there in his own space. But
Mhm.
6 months in the game,
That's
6
crazy.
months. And,
Well,
and
at the
I don't
same,
think it's 6 months, but he doesn't have like that much of a catalog. But
Are you okay?
what he has is
Oh yeah,
like
you remember him, right?
I mean, he had everybody speechless, silent on
Speechless.
Clubhouse, and folks normally don't be silent on Clubhouse in none of these rooms.
Never.
Sometimes you got to be that like the moderator and just put everybody on mute because that's how folks. But he shuts every room down that he goes in all the time.
Troy need to come in there one night. He need to slide in there one night.
But I'm working on getting
Dimples
him.
on deck.
So between me and
Because it's straight
Sharita,
audio.
I got to get him on here so we can get a visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I already had Sensei from the Honey Drippers.
Yes.
Shouts out to the Honey Drippers.
Yeah, Malika L. I already had him.
I want to get you in touch with Poetic Black. I want to get you in touch with Poetic Black.
Yeah.
Written in Pain.
I follow all of them.
Yeah.
This mosquito is getting on my nerves.
You look like somebody's grandma over there swatting.
I know, that's what I was just about to say. I done got one. It's another one. And another one. All right, so I guess it's no guessing. A beautiful mess. I'm going to share it. Tell bruh, chill out just a little bit. No, it's not going nowhere.
Hold on.
Nah, he good. Nah, he good. Nah, he good. Unmute yourself, Sharita. Unmute yourself.
You ain't
Don't
know
do my bro like that. Don't do my bro like that. Don't do my bro like that.
She said, "You okay?"
Yeah, nah, he cool. He thought we grown. There's a disclaimer before the show.
Facts.
So we good.
Is it raining and wind at your house?
It is. It's like you ain't see me when I went like this. It was like,
me too. You just saw me do that, right?
Yeah.
That like thing like it's knocking on my door.
You know how in The Last Dragon, when they showed like the sky, and when it comes, that's exactly what it did in front of my house. I said, "Up, yeah, we're gonna close these windows right now."
No doubt.
But yes, so for those who may have grown through some things, we find discomfort
grown.
Yeah, grind. Some things, and some situations can spark things. The lack of, I could say, can be a remembrance of things, and but then also, sometimes, not sometimes, we become parents to our parents when they get older. So, some things and how it's handled, we would like for whatever we was told for our parents to act like when they get in their ages, but that necessarily is not the case all the time. But when you find out some things that's going on, a lot of times, those things make you sit back, and reflect. So this poem came from a reflecting point, just in how finding out my father being diagnosed with cancer. I'm gonna just put it out there. But he kept it silent first. Once they did the first surgery and then they came back to him and said that it spread, then boom, I get a phone call and everything was just dropped on me. So when y'all saw the show, when I was up in PA at my cousin's house, that's why I was there, because that's where my father stays. But it made me reflect on things. It made me reflect on some things that he has said, because we literally, it's a strain, I would say, the relationship. Born on his birthday at that. So, two bulls on the same day, you would expect, to bump heads. But you don't have to bump heads with me when I already have an understanding of you. And that's just always what I've tried to express to my father. This ain't a shot at him. It's just facts. It's just things that happen. Because he's only referenced in it twice. But, I'm transparent as it comes. I don't have nothing to hide. People know that. And that's the purpose of why I love poetry and how I got into it. And that's how poetry has saved me in the past and will continue to save me current and in the future. Because that's some therapy.
Absolutely.
Every therapist will tell you the best way to get something off of your chest is to write it down. So why not seek that outlet first? I don't know. So this one's titled Beautiful Mess. A beautiful mess ain't so beautiful when the thought of you not being able to handle the stress. Wanting to release what's been buried deep within, way beyond that sunshine of a grin, way below the skin. Polygamy beginnings to elder rearings by separation and later transitioning of my umi, the incarceration of my father, and I'm still wanting somebody to love me for me. A beautiful mess ain't so beautiful when the thought of you not being able to handle that stress. Me big brother saves us from a house fire. I was the cause of its start that unfortunately split us apart, later serving me up to repeated molestation by an uncle from the age of 5. First time speaking against fear, second reason I'm still alive. Feeling so unprotected for most of my life, surviving on true grit to the blind eye, she too hard and definitely not anything a nigga want to be with. Shit, maybe they right. Still can't get my father to love me right. I ain't that a bitch. A beautiful mess ain't so beautiful when the thought of you not being able to handle the stress. Born you truth, when you fuck me spiritually, releasing moans that translate to me calling you daddy, uncovering layers of me like unraveling a woven tapestry, fighting back emotionally tears of expiring fears, igniting unforeseen comfortabilities, a type of protection I never knew I needed. Because of your own conspiracies, I continue to pause the tape to the soundtrack of the most inner me. Cause a beautiful mess ain't so beautiful when the thought of you not being able to handle the stress. You see, the way my heart and shell is weakened by your penetrating touch, my body naturally fits within yours like waves washed along the shore. The repaired me craves this, needing it daily, yet you gave it to me so effortlessly during absences of confusion. But when present, developing feelings of lucid dreams, trickery of fantasies. Do I deserve this? Is this my reality? Soaking it all in, still keeping it all locked in, refusing to apply any unnecessary pressure, selfishly refusing to forfeit my win. Yet, in the end, did I? A beautiful mess ain't so beautiful when the thought of you not being to handle the stress of the mess known beautifully as me. Poem.
If I may be candid, and I ain't here to, I don't know how things go up on the show because we talk back and forth. But the more you recite this poem, the stronger that poem is going to get, and the stronger you're gonna get in your healing. I'm telling you. I want to hear you do that thing. Like, even if you've got a mic stand in front of you with the poem on a sheet of paper, I need you to use your arms and your body in this poem.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm so sincere, like, oh gosh, sunshine. That poem is gonna bring people to their knees.
Yeah, it's when you are engaging with folks, and sometimes people want to pull some of the deepest, innermost um situations, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people not understanding peace, that shell, she could tell you and she could co-sign. She could co-sign this. Shout out to Manye, my big sis, the copper vibrations, the crystal queen. You know, a lot of us don't understand when we are trauma bonding.
Mm.
And sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, but sometimes,
most of the time,
no, sometimes that can happen in relationships as well, when you're getting to know that person, and sometimes it is okay to dig deep, and sometimes it isn't. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what kind of wounds you're reopening. You know what kind of stitches you done popped off. You know,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
everybody's healing is different, their growth is different, and
Right.
you know, in that area, you need to tread lightly. And like in doing that, you know, when you want to open up completely to someone,
Mm-hmm.
but then things seem still shaky, you know, you start to question your own inhibitions. You start questioning your own motives, you know. Like I said, like, is this really like my reality? Is all of this really happening? Like, or is this just a facade? You know, and this is not taking nothing or putting anything against, you know, the other person, you know what I'm saying, in anyone's situation. This is all about self-reflection. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When people see you in a certain light, the whole part of how it's opened, where it says, you know, when the thought of you not being able to handle the stress, when people see those that they deem to be the strongest fumble, fold, crumble, they can't handle it.
Mm-mm.
You know, when you have a conversation with someone and you could be talking about something that is so deeply moving, but if you're empathetic like me, you know, folks that have that empath power, you can see what you're saying is starting to affect that other person, and immediately you shut down because we
Mm-hmm.
don't believe in transferring emotion.
Hmm.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I remember, you know, sharing with someone, you know, my mother transitioned due to HIV back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Harlem Hospital, that's where they was experimenting, not giving people the AZT cocktail, picking and choosing, playing God, basically. You know, my mother was one of those lost cases. And, you know, when I tell certain people that it does this,
Hmm.
and then they become uncomfortable, you know, and then it's like they don't know what to say next. And I'm like, there's really not anything for you to say. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten so where we think we have to respond to everything, and a lot of times your silence is so much more powerful than actually trying to find the right
Because
words
they're
to
holding
console
space for
someone.
you in that silence.
Exactly. You
Hmm.
know, the transition of my daughter, the same thing. There was people who were very silent that didn't say anything, but I saw them. You get what I'm saying? They were present. And when I started to reach out to people, they was like, "Oh, I didn't even know that you knew I was there." I said, "Trust me, I saw you." You know, so it's
Hmm.
also we have to remember who we are talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know what's for you. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me nothing when it comes to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been around you. I know what if there was some type of news to share with you, I would know how to serve it. You get what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
would know in just the way to do it, and I would know like, no, this ain't the right time. But some of
Right.
us be so ready to just run
That.
information or blah, yeah, exactly, and not even taking the time to even recognize like, okay, what is the purpose behind this? Does this serve her in any way? Or am I serving myself? Am I serving a piece of myself that wants to get this messiness out? Because you know, we don't become drama filled and drama seeking now.
Mm-hmm. And I mean
That
that happens a lot of times because I miss because you know it doesn't matter what the relationship is that you have with someone. There's always room for growth. Perfect
always.
example. The man that I married, I met him in the fall of 2000. We started dating in May 19. We got engaged in March 21. We got married in October 23. And I'm still learning him.
It's never
I learned
ending.
something. I learned something today that I didn't know about him today. Absolutely. And so I say that to say with you, my friend Sunshine, like, it was something I was inside. It was inside of me one day. I was sharing with you some stuff about my son, and you just got quiet. And the you got this side and this side of you. You got
Hmm.
the side of you that's healed on most levels, and you still got that inner child. And so I didn't feel heard, right? But at the same time, learning you and understanding you and seeing how you move, you were holding space for me for it. Because you didn't want to sit there and make up some shit. You wanted to absolutely just hold space for me,
Mhm.
and I so appreciate the way you move with me as a woman, as a friend, because a lot of women, just sit there and just kick in the maternal
Do all
instincts.
that
That's why. That's
bullshit.
why. That's why a lot of times that me and you really, really mesh well, because you are me and I am you in so many ways, right? And so,
Hmm.
like, whenever I'm sitting there talking to you, and I'll just be quiet, you ain't like, girl, you ain't gonna say nothing, you
First
know.
of all, we too
Like
old to
I'm
be
not
doing
gonna
that.
like you don't want me to validate. I'm learning through you to not validate things that I had no ability to validate. Especially like, and excuse me for saying, God bless your daughter or your mom. I can't speak on that, but I can hold space for you, and I can pray for you, and I can meditate for you in your peace in regard to that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Um,
Mhm.
Now, right now I'm feeling like I'm at a loss with my son. You know what's going on. So, in a way, that's a grieving process for me, because the man that I knew him as is not the man that I will see next. But at the same time, it's grief nonetheless.
That's
Tayamika
right.
talks about it all the time. God bless her heart.
That's right.
We have so many friends that have lost people that they love, absolutely love, right? We watched this relationship flourish before our eyes, only for, a good friend of
I was
ours, the man,
there.
the love of
It
her
was
life, to
you.
her.
It was you. I
Hmm.
was there when they met. It was you. It was your event
Yeah.
when
You
they
know,
met. That was the
they,
same. That was the same night that they met. That was the same night that I competed in an erotic slam in Bull City and Maine right before we left. Maine looked at me and he said, "Sunshine, you better spit them bars, sis."
and he never met a stranger.
Never,
So I
never.
say that to say, I learned through her about grief. I learned through others who lost. I mean, look, guys, and I ain't turning this into the middle page podcast or nothing, but I'm talking about, I know people our age that have lost their mates, lost their children, lost their parents. You know what I'm saying? And we're
Mhm.
learning that life is a lot more than what we think it is.
Right.
And to get ourselves to a place where we're bringing it back full circle, sunshine, where we're not trauma bonding to people and truly actually bonding with people is a
Mhm.
necessity.
Now, when she mentioned about when she first opened up about her son, the very first time she opened up about her son was because of something that I wrote. And this was when I was getting ready to be a feature for Artists for Justice, the
Mm.
Mother's Day edition.
I remember that. That was a good show.
The poem I wrote was Mother's Days. And
Ooh,
it
ooh,
was
ooh.
literally,
You
I
not gonna
just
say
pulled it
it, is
up.
you? Is
I
you gonna say
just
it?
I just pulled it up because you said it. I had to correct her and let her know when the real first time she shared this. Okay,
Oh,
and I
don't make
and
me
this
cry.
yeah, so this is for all of the mothers,
You don't
okay?
understand this poem, Troy. Mm.
I'm all ears.
Mother's days. Sometimes full of hell days, sometimes eyes full of glazed days, sometimes your mind split in two ways days. So busy, no emotional affection, gotta smoke some haze days. Contemplating keeping up with the Joneses like it's the new craze kind of days. No one understands, sister, I see you. The weight of the world on your back, taking care of self is where you lack. Mind 1,000 steps ahead, pre-planning for emergencies, moving around that bread. Hmm. And pay a little here and pay a little there. There's a war on our babies. Little girls developing quickly, posing as ladies. Lives of our sons taken by incarceration and guns. I applaud you, sister, for keeping him home longer, for the purpose of making sure he's physically and mentally stronger. I applaud you, sister, for keeping her closer than most. She's worth more than a name on a list to brag and boast, giving them the balance of love and correction no matter the events of your days. Contemplating, keeping up with the Joneses like it's the new craze kind of days. So busy, no emotional affection, gotta smoke some haze days. Sometimes your mind split in two ways days. Sometimes eyes full of glaze days. Sometimes full of hell days. Mother's days.
Thank you, Sunshine.
You're welcome.
That was powerful.
So I get it. So
You
this
don't even
is
understand how on time that is right now.
this is Women's Month. So, you know, I'ma salute my sisters, I'm my sister's keeper. So I get it. I get it. Guess what I was told today?
What was you told?
So when you talk about the lobby and the tears and all the co-parenting and stuff like that, I was on the phone with my youngest son's father, with Ishan's father. And he questioned me about somebody, as he should. You know what I'm saying? Because my son, his son, speaks very highly of this person. So remember, we talked about the G check. That's how it got to be. Remember on your show, we talked about that. Like, you should have the conversation. So after the conversation, he broke down and let me know, he's actually doing the show tomorrow down in Atlanta, open it up for Benzino. And before he got off the phone, he just was like, yo, you know what? True indeed, appreciate all the positive energy that you always been putting out there. It's the first time, you know what I'm saying? We
and
have
the boy's
cordial
whole life.
But you know what I'm saying? We have cordial conversations. I'm not taking that from that brother. But you know what I'm saying? Like, to the first time for him to acknowledge it in that way.
Good.
The first time he mentioned, he was just in his own way. He said, nah, you born, you truth, you always been about the black man, making sure he's straight and all of that. He said that was all me then. You know what I'm saying? So, but to hear him say this today, and it was a stressful, hectic day, like, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And, the fact that, he was like, my son really digging old boy. He just was like, like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So, not sure what's going to happen with that, but, right now,
sometimes we, after tumultuous situations, we need to hear that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what it was. Exactly what you just said. Yeah.
Both of my children's fathers and I have had checkered pasts. And it wasn't until the situation with my son, that his father and I actually spoke on things that have been unsaid over many years. My son is 27. He was my first husband, my son's father. And, we were young. We got married when we was 19. And, there was a lot of what we didn't know, and a lot of selfishness on my part. I mean, the woman that I was when I was young, I thank God for deliverance, as well as the man that he was,
She is delivered.
He said, Sharita, don't worry yourself. Everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna work itself out. And that was the first time that he ever said anything of comfort to me. I guess aside the fact that when it was like, breathe, push, breathe, when we had the boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm thankful that he's grown in places to deliver that type of speak. And I'm glad that I've grown in places to be able to receive that kind of speak. We still don't have all the greatest feelings toward each other, but in the moment, he knows as a woman, I needed we were discussing something that was really upsetting, and I almost, I'm really very emotional, honestly. And he, said something in that moment to try to give me some type of comfort as a parent, and I'm thankful for that. So, like I was saying, bring it full circle. There are times when the people that we do have children with can actually co-parent genuinely, you know.
Yeah, sometimes we have to be the one teachers because, as I spoke on, like the polygamy beginnings, a lot of people don't like for me to be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? But the polygamy didn't happen because of my father.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, he was messing around on his wife, Umi. You met her, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And got my mom pregnant. Umi is the one that created it. He's the one that drew us in and said, no, that's our baby. And then she conceived my sister Trish. You get what I'm saying? So it was my
I
brother
understand
Chris.
now.
You get what I'm saying? Like Umi was the oldest in the situation. First and foremost, it's Umi, my father, then my Umi. You're on mute.
I was hollering at him while you were talking.
Oh. But like, and then my Umi, she was the youngest out of the three. You get
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But they created a bond. My father got incarcerated, like the
You had
supportiveness
multiple
that
family
you tell
members.
me that I have, that you always thanking me for, like, and I honestly don't feel like I should be thanked. You get what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
it makes
because you
sense.
were raised in it. It's
It's
actually
yeah, because this
it's your
is
due diligence. It's what you were
that's
raised
my
to do.
that's my makeup. That's just what I'm
Yeah,
saying now for those who may be watching this now or those that may be watching it later.
you
Yeah.
you
No,
gotta
no, no.
understand.
If
Growing up in
you
the
did
South is
not
different.
no, if they did
Like
not
I tell my husband all the
no,
time.
wait, hold on. If they did not experience what we talking about, it's because their energy was foul. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You
yeah,
can't have a sisterhood bond with people who have ill intent. You can't. It does
correct,
not work. You know what I'm
correct.
saying? You have to be honest and transparent. So, but there's people that would say, "Oh yeah, Mo, Mo been there. She did this. That's regular to me." I don't feel like I should be applauded for that. I
Gotcha.
feel that people should take notice and put it in their own walk, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Don't salute me. Do like me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And that's how I
I
feel.
think I'm gonna make that a T-shirt. I'm coining that.
You should, and
Don't
then put
salute
point
me.
and
Do
put
like me.
shine vibrations on the back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do a
yeah.
series of
I
t-shirts.
think I
Shouts
like
out to
that.
your t-shirt man in Charlotte.
Yeah, true life.
Right. I was gonna say, my husband's from the Bronx, and so he, and I'm from the South. You know how it is. A lot of people in the South, we don't have a lot of cousins and brothers and sisters that ain't really cousins or brothers and sisters. That's really just like a term of endearment that people will use to be able to keep the person that they smashing. No, I'm
Cousin.
saying that's a term of endearment people will use to keep the person that they smashing or the person that they seeing on the side in the midst.
Oh,
You know
you
what I'm
talking
saying?
about in that? No,
Yeah.
no,
But what I'm
no.
saying is
I
in the
ain't
north,
sure.
I'm saying in the north it's a real thing because y'all have had to have situations to complete family bonds, to complete family structures, as in your situation, it's really real. Like he got so many people that's not his blood sister, his blood brother, his blood cousin that would do more for him than his own brothers and sisters. You know
Yeah,
what
the
I
Mm.
mean?
ones that you get it out the mud with, those usually be the
Right,
one that rock with
right,
you for life. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And we do not get to pick who we are related to.
Mhm.
Blood is determined for us already,
Mhm.
but the family is really who you create to be.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I always say this, your relatives prepare you for the world.
Mhm.
Mm.
Cause if there's a Mr. Willie on the corner that like to keep that bottle of Thunderbird or Wild Hours Road as a back pocket, some of us got an Uncle Willie or a
Yeah.
grandfather named Willie
Mhm.
that does the same thing.
And he gave you lunch money every day of your school of your youthful life, and so for the rest of your life, that's Uncle Willie for real.
You know what I'm saying? You know how many of y'all had the uncle that thought he was just liver than live, too cool for school, and addressed everybody as Cool Breeze. You
Cool
know,
Breeze.
I got a few.
You remember that uncle in your hood used to call everybody Cool Breeze, Jose?
Yeah.
See?
Or Young Blood. Or
Young Blood. What's good,
Young Thundercat?
Blood? Young Thundercat.
But yeah.
See, you know, that's my brother for real. You know, that Northern love.
Actually, I had an old head called me baby boy. What's happening?
Oh, yeah.
Baby boy.
Watch out, baby boy. And they get all crazy and extra with you. Like, okay.
Did not need this much life.
I did.
Yeah. Shouts out to my Uncle Tommy.
I had to.
Jenkins.
I got an Uncle Tommy also.
You do? You know, not a little bit of folks know I got a cousin that's also named Tommy Jenkins. That's in Camp, the original member of Cameo. That's his father.
Okay.
So Uncle Tommy always called everybody Cool Breeze. He used to smoke them brown cigarettes. I can't remember the name of them.
Moors.
Yes. And he would sit on that, like after he done went to work, and then when he retired, he'd come outside, get on the porch, had them cowboy boots, and sometimes he had his gallon hat on, and he was sitting there with that cigarette in his mouth, and whoever come up and down good old Columbus place in Rahway, New Jersey. What's up, Cool Breeze? How you doing, Cool Breeze? You know.
I don't know what cigarettes smell the worst, Benson and Hedges or the Moors.
I'm gonna say Winston Salem's and the Winston Lights, because you want to know why? My grandfather was in the military and he was stationed at Camp Lejeune in Jacksonville, North Carolina. My mama was born over that way. Okay,
everything come from North Carolina, don't it?
Trying to tell you, because nobody else around. Growing up, everybody, like my friends' houses I would go to, everybody smoked Newports.
Absolutely. I seen Newports on the episode of
she smoked Winston Lights. My grandfather, her son, smoked the regular Winstons that was red.
And you know anybody that smoked some Salem's?
Yeah.
They weren't very creative, were they?
No, they wasn't, because it was
RJ Reynolds was not creative.
They separated them, but it was like nobody, like Salem's, because if they couldn't get a Newport, they would smoke Salem's. But nobody else smoked Winston Lights or regular Winstons. Like, that's all I knew until I started going to my friend's house. They was like, oh, Newports is what black folks smoke. I said,
and that's real talk.
But me, my grandfather blacker than most, and he smoked Winstons in a red bag.
Probably because he got introduced to him by them boys.
Yeah, being down in the military. That's where I was told he ended up getting his choice of cigarettes from. Because he was in the Korean War, so all his buddies, that's all they had.
When I was smoking a pack a day, the difference between a fresh pack of Newports in the South and the difference between a fresh pack of Newports up north, tremendous difference. It's basically like tasting a Winston red pack by the time they get them up there. So when Northerners get a hold of some fresh cigarettes from when they was making them at Laura Lord on East Market Street, blow your lungs out.
Yep, because they trying to hit it. I remember when I used to smoke and I came to Greensboro for the first time and went and bought me a pack.
Blow your damn lungs out.
God. And guess what? My pack was $2.85.
You lost your mind. The amount that I pay for these one pack in New Jersey, I can buy 6 of these.
Because I think in New York and Connecticut, they up to like almost.
They're $21 a pack.
I'm about to say 21 now, right? Yeah, that's a.
Jose
For some folks, they say that's a dub sack.
Yeah, what you gonna do? You gonna buy this or that? What you gonna do?
Yeah, you can get with this, so you can get with that.
And that's crazy because they still semi-stale as hell, and you paying $20 for that. But they about $10 here. How much a pack of Newports, Jose?
$8.75.
Yeah,
I remember when it was $1.89.
because my bro, shout out to Tariq the God. He
Tariq
smoked
the
Newport.
God.
Yeah, he smoked Newport, so
Big
I be
brother
going the
Tariq.
100s.
Mm.
Depending on where you go, the
I
smoke
don't know if you
shops.
smoke.
The
Let's go
smoke
smoke.
shops is the cheapest ones. Oh, I used to smoke 100s.
I used to
Yeah.
smoke Kings, filter Kings, because it was cuter. You know what I'm saying? It was cuter.
A mess.
It was cuter. It was because it was little, like women is.
Yeah, you want to keep your fem stuff going. So,
All I know is I couldn't
Sharita,
smoke it, huh?
what's you said next Saturday?
Next Saturday's
Now's a verb.
Clubhouse. Now's a verb
Clubhouse
on Clubhouse. Yep. 8
is
p.m. 8 p.m.
8
Eastern
p.m.
Standard Time.
So the slam, the Gay City Griots, they're done.
Well, the Gay City Griots has another slam, a public slam on March 25th.
Okay. I
I was
thought
going to shoot
so.
you that information next week since that was later in the month. But yeah.
But since you on now, that's why I
I
want
got
to make
you.
sure because I knew it was coming up. So
Yeah.
March 25th.
Thank you. March
What's
25th.
the location?
At Elsewhere,
Back
606 South Elm Street, Greensboro, downtown Greensboro.
Pull up
Starting at
game
6
strong.
p.m. 6 p.m. No charge. Just come and slam. Come and be a judge or come and just represent Gay City Griots.
You already know you need another
You can find
sacrificial
us on Gay
poet.
City
I got
Griots
you.
on Instagram.
And follow you at I am she will.
Yep, I am _ she will on Instagram. Or find me at Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz on Facebook.
And Now's a Verb on Instagram, and also the Middle Page Podcast.
Yep, everybody's on IG really. Info.middlepage on Instagram. Nouns and Verb Poetry for You on Instagram, and Gay City Griots on Instagram. Yeah.
All right.
That's where you can find us. So many Gmails to manage. I need someone to mind all these media situations.
Oh yeah, I got like 5 of them that I'm managing, and
Like,
one of them is the PTA,
I'm gonna have to
and
find
I'm
me an
about sick of
intern
it.
now. I need to find an intern. I'm gonna find me an
Y'all
intern.
hear that? Intern.
I thought he was gonna pull the glasses out, but he wasn't impromptu.
Oh,
Look.
nope.
You said nope. Nope. So appreciate y'all.
No
This
doubt.
is dope.
This is very spontaneously fun. I'm about to cook some food now.
Oh, guess what? Yeah, because I
done woke him up. I thought he was.
I got some trout that I gotta cook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's about this big, already cut up.
Ooh.
Yeah, so.
Oh, that's gonna be good. You gonna put some lemon and butter on it?
Yeah, I was thinking about searing it in the pan, but who knows? Because I got that cast iron, that old school, that big mama pan.
Oh wow, that sounds good.
Yeah. So.
Oh boy, I love it. Thank you so much.
Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Have a good weekend, y'all.
Have a good night.